Giving a live feed some time to roll in. We talking about staying motivated in trying times. Shalom was good. Sabbat shalom. We talking about staying motivated in trying times, family. What's good? Shalom, shalom. Sabbat shalom, family. We're going to talk about a lot of things, though. It's going to be one of those multi-layered, multifaceted type of videos. Shalom, family. Y'all know it. Every time the Sabbath come around, I'm going to be doing these lives. For sure. Shalom, Ak. What it do, family? But we're going to be talking about staying motivated in these times. But we also going to talk about what's the future for the disenfranchised or the children of Israel. What's the future for the disenfranchised or the children of Israel? What's up? Most definitely. And man, this is the time of the week that I look forward to the most, because I get to build with some of the most interesting, deep thinkers, positive people all on you that's on YouTube. So I just want y'all to know I look forward to these Sabbath lives. As you can see, I got my red wine on deck. If y'all hear my wife screaming and cussing in the background, she back there playing Crash Bandicoot. And yeah, she gets just like me on that game. So y'all might hear her. Yo, what it do? Shalom. Yes. So we talking about staying motivated and trying times. So what are some things that we do to stay motivated in these times? We get on them scriptures. Yeah, fam, I did get a chance to listen to your song, Cameron Dennis. I did get a chance to listen to it. You got to understand, brother, I'm dealing with righteous, truthful music, man. I'm not listening to the promoting drug use and all of that kind of stuff, family. But you got talent. But do you want to use your talent in a righteous way, or do you want to go left with it? It's all up to you how you use your talent. But that's my opinion. I look forward to these talks as well, because I know who I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with some of the most interesting people on YouTube, some of the most deep intellectual people on YouTube. Yep, pray. A man says, pray, keep your head upright and work on being content. Hey, exactly. You absolutely 100% correct. These talks are important. So how do we stay motivated? Because as you can see, this system is designed. It's pretty much designed to frustrate you, aggravate you. At every corner is a roadblock trying to stop you from your goal. How do we just keep on running through and jumping over these hurdles that we face with on a daily basis without turning to drug use or trying to plug into the matrix that everybody else is in? And what I mean by everybody else, the rest of the world, you know what I'm saying? They're on this whole unplugged, they all on this new wave. And this new wave is filled with prescription pills, drug use, and it's just all about being in fairy tale land. And you know, it's crazy because we so close to reaching our full potential as people. We are so close to reaching our full potential. And they rather give you a fairy tale land like Wakanda. When you look at the Black Panther movie, they'll give you something like Wakanda. They'll give you something fairy tale. When we real close to reaching our real land, we real close to the return of the Messiah. We real close to going into our homeland and being the kings and queens that we're supposed to be. So that's another thing that keeps us motivated. Exactly. It's like the Wizard of Oz. And see, that's what they perpetuate. They want you in this fairy tale land. That's why they promote the drug use so much through the music. They want everything to keep us asleep. But as we wake up, we find content, we find peace, we stay motivated. Most definitely. Uriel says it's going to be harder the closer that we get. Most definitely. It's going to get harder the closer we get. The closer we get to reaching our goals as people, individual people. Not to mention, we're in an hour of temptation as a whole. As a whole, the enemy is going to do everything in his capability to make it so that anything that you're tempted to do, he'll present that to you. He'll give you that option. He'll give you that choice. So it's all about making your decision. But if you stay on the right path, man, the reward, just knowing the fact that the reward is so much greater than what we're being subjected to. Everything that you're going through in your life right now, when everything hits the fan, how it's really going to go down, it's going to be like a penny in a room full of pure gold. This is going to seem like a penny in a room full of pure. You're not even going to worry about that penny. We're talking about gaining new bodies. We're thinking on an esoteric spiritual level here, y'all. We're thinking on a level of where we're headed. New bodies, being spiritual beings, not having to deal with the flesh. That's the one thing, we battle constantly with our flesh, constantly. That's the part that brings us down. That battle between spirit and flesh, it basically what has you cantankerous in this world, what brings you contention, what brings your spirits down. Uriel says it's crazy, bro. I became somewhat enlightened and had very clear goals about 2 years ago. This year, I went through a crazy weed habit. My advice to you, brother, is read the scriptures about having a sober mind, because that's one thing that I can remember doing when I was going through that same thing. I was reading the scriptures on how important it is to have a sober mind, because remember, the enemy is like a serpent. He's like a roaring lion seeking who he may devour. That's what the scriptures say. So while you sober, you are on a spiritual level of weakness where you could be snatched up, you could be inhabited. That's the mentality you got to have with it. The name of the album that's coming is going to be called Culture Leader. And the reason why I'm naming that album Culture Leader is because I know a lot of you brothers and sisters can relate. When you come into the truth of who you are and you find out and you start living set apart and you start doing things different and becoming a new being, you're labeled as being in a cult. But the word cult itself just means culture. Really, you're just being a leader. So I decided to name the album Culture Leader because I'm going to get on I want to get on more of a personal level of what I went through in this walk of truth. Social anxiety. Exactly. Virgo D says, bruh, I had a weird dream the other night. I was in a world where I could see all the other planets in the sky. Hey, that might be prophetic, brother. That might mean something. What about social anxiety, Robert? Is that one of the things that you battling with, fam? Because if it is, there's ways to heal from that. I was one who dealt with social anxiety on a high level at one point. What's good, family? What's good, Aunt? Okay, so you're dealing with social anxiety. So this is something that you got to find out what's causing it. See, a lot of times what we don't realize is a lot of our problems that we face, a lot of the spirits that we entertain, we don't know that we're the ones opening the door for certain things. Even social anxiety is demonic. That's a spirit in itself. You feeling anxious, you feeling like you crawling in your skin, that's a demon, bro. So now you got to find out how did you entertain that particular spirit? A lot of times we let stuff in. A lot of times we let certain books in our homes. We may let certain movies in our homes. We may let certain music in our homes, not even realizing that we're entertaining certain spirits. Even looking at your daily horoscope, looking at tarot cards, trying to find out, what's going to happen that day. That is actually entertaining things. So it's causing stuff. But most of all, a lot of problems that us men we face from social anxiety would be watching the pornography. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with that sin of lust, because whatever's done in the dark will always show in the light. So if you're one of those people who is constantly, in your basement watching porn and you're entertaining your flesh constantly, what do you think is going to happen when you get in public? You're going to feel anxious. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of them things that you're entertaining that spirit. So that spirit is able to use you, and that spirit is able to affect you. You got to remember a demon's goal, his sole objective is to destroy the vessel that it inhabits. Lala 8 Kingdom Family says the flesh keeps us asleep, the spirit keeps us awake. Absolutely. Absolutely. Most definitely. You're having a hard time listening and not speaking all your mind. Speak your mind, family. We in here. We in here. Virgo D says, I'm 22, sex drive is crazy. Tried to no fap and I just can't beat the urge. Well, you got to understand, brother, that a lot of brothers going through the same thing you going through. But the thing is to understand what you battling against. It's spiritual, man. You're fighting a spiritual battle. If you're looking at this in a fleshly way, you're not going to, the no fap lifestyle change or challenge, you're not going to be able to do that if you're looking at things fleshly. If you don't look at it from a spiritual level, that you're trying to discipline yourself spiritually, and every day that goes by, you're becoming more disciplined, it's not going to work for you. And see, that's one thing that a lot of brothers who've made no fap videos in the past, they're failing to mention the fact that it's going to cause, if you're not looking at it spiritually, you're going to relapse. So then brothers become reliant on their videos opposed to finding healing from it. Like, here, some of the information that we're displaying about no fap will help you heal from it. If you're looking at it spiritually, you'll heal from it. If you're looking at it fleshly, you'll relapse. You may go a stretch, but you'll relapse constantly. Israelite man, that's what's up, family. Keep on a straight and narrow path, man. Because one thing about it, at one point when I was on a no fat lifestyle change, I would watch porn and I just wouldn't fap. And I realized what the porn was actually doing to me mentally. And I understood how that porn, how it destroys you psychologically, how it makes you look at women. Hey, peace, family. What it do? Yeah, celibacy, that's something that I feel like every man should do once or twice in his life for a stretch to become more disciplined and get his mind right. A lot of times we have problems in relationships and, we have to stop for a second, regroup, come up with another game plan, and then get back to it. Y'all gonna hear my wife in the background cussing a video game out because she playing Crash Bandicoot. She get on that Crash. Hey, she just like me with them games, man. I was playing that damn 2K last night. They gave LeBron James a 98 on there. and his defense is impeccable. And y'all know LeBron don't play no defense like that. But look, let's stick to the subject. The subject is, how do we stay motivated in trying times? Staying motivated in trying times. Vita Music says video games are like porn too. You believe so, bro? It depends what kind of games you playing, man. But we want to stay focused in trying times. Now, this is a double entendre. This is a video where we're going to talk about two things. We want to talk about what's the future for the lost sheep of Israel. We want to talk about what's the future for the children of Israel or the disenfranchised. Because every day we go by, we see people in the streets. We see people hurting. We see people thugging, drugging, bugging. We see it all out there. But what's the future for these people? What's the future for those who are long suffering, being persecuted on a daily basis, being punished by society? What's the future? Because listen, if you knew the future of the disenfranchised, that will be motivation in itself. Max, I'm not ignoring you, family. What's up? Dion Thomas says we are all lost. No, sir. Have I watched Pastor Dow yet? No, I'm not familiar with Pastor Dow. I'll look him up. I haven't got time to. Get the Vision says, by communing with the Most High daily, give us the day our daily bread. Most definitely. That's a powerful scripture right there, because that scripture has more than one meaning, especially living in a society where they're trying to push the RFID chip and they're trying to push all of these different methods of spending money. And when it comes down to it, in these perilous times in the last days, you're going to have to depend on the Most High for your daily bread, or that's going to cost you your soul flat out like that. So that scripture that you're using right now is very timely of what you're saying. Ochu says, study and teach the word of the Most High. Most definitely. You can't go wrong with that. If you focus on the word, you know what I'm saying? That's going to keep you focused. You trying to keep others focused, that's going to keep you focused. Stay strong, stay in control. Hebrew, what's good with you, family? What's good? I'm glad to see you in here, brother. I also have an outlet to vent. Hey, that's absolutely correct. And that's what, a lot of times, that's what music is for me. Music is my outlet. You got to have an outlet to just unplug from the world. They give you a lot of things to worry about. They give you a lot of things to worry about. So you can't worry about none of it, pretty much. RFID chip. I do believe the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. According to scripture, you know, and the way that they trying to pretty much push it out, from my understanding, the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. If you got any other thoughts towards that, share them. Hebrew La Yah. Glad to be on another day. Glad to be here another day. Most definitely. You got to be grateful for every day we wake up. That's motivation in itself. When you wake up and you still breathing, no matter what, whatever bill you got going on, whatever you got going on, if you wake up and you still breathing, you got food in your stomach, you living another day, hey man, that's motivation right there. How do you think we'll be tricked into the RFID trip? Respect all the way from Morocco. What's good, family? How is it out Morocco? Peace. Writing, but sex kills my discipline. That's why I'm trying to make all things old and new again. Most definitely. Hey, I know exactly what you're talking about. At one point, I would battle with that myself, family. And I'm gonna tell you, like, it is a such thing. Even if you have a wife, there's a such thing as having too much sex that can shake your discipline. That's why when you read the scriptures, it tell you you're supposed to go a time. You and your wife supposed to agree on a time, and y'all supposed to spend that time dedicated to the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Wright says people are out here teaching that sex without a wedding is a sin. That's incorrect. What do you think, New Breed? Uh, Sex without a wedding. Let's see. You got to know what the definition of wedlock actually is. And if you're talking about people signing a marriage certificate or a marriage contract, that's not needed. And I don't agree with what that these people are saying about the wedding, the gathering and coming together. Yeah, you are supposed to have permission from. Let me give you an example. A man is supposed to have permission from the woman's father. He's supposed to give the A-OK. That's the main thing when it comes to marriage. A woman's father should be given the A-OK that he respects that brother, and that's how that union should be formed. That's one of the main things when it comes to marriage. Mass produced food. Shalom. Shalom, Sophia. Exactly. Get the vision 100% correct. Sex actually confirms a marriage. So all y'all brothers on here that listening to these damn dating coaches that's all on YouTube trying to show you how to get laid, stop listening to them, man. They're not trying to prepare brothers for marriage. For once you lay down with a woman, that's it. That's all and that's it. You take her under your wing, you take care of her, you keep her right. You that's what you do, man. Straight like that. If the women start keeping themselves until the father, okay, her man, then it wouldn't be so many these wild questions. Exactly. If the dad was stepping up, keeping his daughter in check until it's time for her to get married, you absolutely correct, family. Absolutely. The water Ahia says, if you have a gay co-worker, would you tell him he's in sin or just do your job? Well, you got to understand, the Bible tells you to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. You're not going to go to work and say certain things because you know that can cost you your livelihood when you living in a system that will basically demonize you or make it hateful for you to correct someone. So there are ways around that. If you're dealing with a coworker that has that particular sin, you deal with them outside of work. You deal, you when you run into them outside of work, you tell them that. You don't do that at the workplace. Artwork says do your job. Pretty much. In short, do your job. Do your job. You don't want to put yourself out there in a system because listen, correcting somebody these days is deemed hateful. You deemed a bigot or hateful just for correcting somebody. And there's nothing wrong with correcting. Actually, to be truthful with you, that's love. The society got you thinking that acceptance and love is synonymous. But it's love for you to correct somebody if you know they're going down the wrong path and that can lead to their destruction. You telling them that's actually love. Earl Simmons, we speaking about how to stay motivated in trying times, but we also doing some Q&A as well, and we're also talking about what's the future of the children of Israel or the disenfranchised, because I believe that knowing the future of those who are struggling and suffering in this world, knowing the future of those in itself is motivation. Most definitely, Earl. So if you have anything to bring to the table, far as how do we stay motivated in trying times? Because we living in a society that's constantly bombarding you with stress. Everything is set up to frustrate you, irritate you, make you absolutely insane, man. That's what this society is set up to do. It's set up to make you worry about bills, worry about everything. Absolutely. The Most High loves those who are chastised. And if you are a person that everything is going right in your life all the time, trust and believe that something is extremely wrong with that picture. What's good? Get the Vision says, the future is we win, for it is written that all the scattered shall return together. Absolutely. You over there dropping gems. Absolutely. Now listen, that should be motivation in itself. That should be motivation in itself when you know at the end that you're going to win. For sure. You know that no matter what the world is doing, you know that at the end, you know the truth. You know that it's going to end well for you. Everything you going through is like a penny in a room full of pure gold. Yep, that's what's up, Carol. That's what's up, family. See, that motivate me. Drop squad. All praises to the Most High. Hey, Hebrew, I like that song too, because that's what's going to happen. We're going to win. See, you got to get tunnel vision. When you know the truth, you got to get tunnel vision. A man says, have you ever heard of Chronicles of Judah 144? Yeah, I've seen a few of his videos. He speaks a lot about sports. Thanks, family. Absolutely. A penny in a room full of gold. Everything you going through is nothing compared to the reward that you're going to get. Listen, this is why we got to think of this on a spiritual level. Think about this. We talking about becoming Dragon Ball Z characters, man. We talking about going from having a fleshly body where you got to battle with the flesh constantly, that you get sick sometimes. You go through hell, man. You got to deal with stress, social anxiety, worries. We talking about not dealing with none of that. We talking about straight up brand new body. Exactly. We going Super Saiyan. You know what I'm saying? We talking about dragging our enemies out of caves. We talking about the Messiah come back ruling with an iron fist. We talking about all the enemies being destroyed. Think about all the stuff that's happened to you in your life. Think about this. Yeah, we dealt with some things. We dealt with some racism. We dealt with stress on the job, being one of the hardest workers at your job. I know a lot of y'all are the hardest workers at your job. You can't tell me you not. You dealt with being the hardest worker on your job and not getting where you need, not getting what you deserve, getting paid less than you deserve. You know, you dealing with, I'm gonna tell you how these are small things. You dealing with not knowing how you're gonna do certain things, not knowing how you're gonna pay certain bills. But the Most High always kept you healthy, always kept you sane. You never lost your soul, never lost your spirit. If you remain just on the right path, imagine a reward. That little bit of stuff that you're going through is nothing compared to where you're going. That's motivation. That's motivation. Elaborate, please. What do you want me to elaborate on? We gonna win. That's the future for the disenfranchised. So that's how we stay motivated. That's how we stay motivated in trying times. And realize that the only way that you can keep going, jump over all these hurdles as they placed in front of you, not fall over none of the stumbling blocks, is that you know that at the end that you're going to win. 7K asks, am I waiting on the Messiah? Yes, I'm waiting on the Messiah. The Messiah will return. Now a lot of people want to talk about how Christ don't exist. Whatever you want to call him, Yeshua, Yehosha, whatever you want to call him, Yeshaya, whatever you want to call him. A lot of people talking about how he don't exist and all of this and all of that. Listen, you believe what you want to believe. You believe what you want to believe, right? But when that man with that hair of wool come down from the sky and he come down and heads roll and blood will be spilled, remember, vengeance is the Lord's. It won't be no little scrawny white passive Jesus. Won't be none of that. Won't be none of that. He coming with a sword. He come to bring division. He come to smite the unrighteous. So when you watching all these movies, Passion of Christ, and he getting all beat up and kicked around, and you wondering where's the revenge? That's not Christ. And Christ that I serve, the Messiah I serve, he's bold as a lion. He coming back. I hope that answers your question. Exactly. Swinging a sword. Now, if you in this live, make sure if you're getting any motivation from this video, hit that thumbs up because it helps the video go out further. And these are the type of conversations we need to go viral. Seriously. Because our enemies, they scared. Get the Vision says right now we all need to be training our ears to hear and our eyes to see. We need discernment to know it's for us and who is against us. Coming through Holy Spirit. Exactly. Get the Vision is dropping some gems. Agreed. You got to have that spirit of discernment. A lot of people coming as wolves in sheep's clothing. A lot of people coming as wolves in sheep's clothing. For real. But you know what? I might wear a fitted cap. You might see me with a gold chain on. You might see me with a ring on. You might see me dressed a certain way. But guess what? You're dealing with sheep's and wolves' clothing. That's right. Sheep and wolves' clothing. Because I'm not going to be one of those people who are not going to be not with the people that I see every day on the street. Now let that marinate. Word up. Off the radar. Word, brother. Shalom. Okay, let me answer that. Kennard says, Shalom, new breed. New to your channel. I have an off-the-wall question. How will I know if I'm being led to move another place or city? I asked due to slanderous family around my hometown. Well, the Most High says in the scriptures, when you're persecuted in one town, you move to the next. Now, if you believe that that persecution will cost you your livelihood, something is coming against you that can really help make you suffer or help you make you lose your life or something in that way, then you move to the next place. I can give you an example, like in 70 AD, when Jerusalem was compassed with armies, they fled off into the mountains. Now, your family being slanderous, is that something that you feel that has to move you to a next town? Or do you feel like that's something you just have to ignore those people? Exactly, S. Dot. Blending in. See, a lot of times when you in the streets, you walking in the hood areas and you really want to reach your people. If I have on a Mitri, right? And now don't get it twisted. If I'm with my brews, I'm brewed up. But if I'm in the streets, I look just like them. If I got my Mitri on, I got my fringes on, they might not understand that. You understand? So you dealing with a lot of sheep's and wolves clothing, or a lot of wolves and sheep's clothing. We the sheep and wolves clothing, because we amongst our people. We stay grounded with our people. That's how we maneuver. People in your area trying to stop you from growing. Don't allow those people to stop you from growing. You keep on going. Rich Rose Mentro says, did I have a porn problem? Absolutely. Absolutely. I did have a porn problem that, fortunately, the Most High has helped and delivered me through that. There are still temptations and struggles. I'm just like you. I struggle. I'm tempted just like the next person. But the whole thing, when it comes down to something in that nature, it's about growing. It's about building blocks. You understand? Artwork says, I'm being persecuted in this state and preparing to move now to get a better outcome. God even is blessing me with the work so I can move finally. Exactly. And usually if it's time for you to move from one place to another, the Most High will set up everything that you need. I mean, everything that you need will fall right in place. And you'll know in your spirit that it's time for you to relocate or go somewhere else. Marty McFly says, how do I feel about Trump? I don't feel nothing about Trump. He's just like every other president. Well, I'm glad that you didn't do that. Do I follow astrology? No, I do not follow astrology. It's the difference between astrology and astronomy. Astrology is knowing how birth dates line up according to how the stars line up. This type of knowledge was taught from ancient deities or fallen angels or demonic spirits. It was taught to mankind. If you've ever read the book of Enoch, that's a good book that you need to check out. Now, astrology is similar to witchcraft. Astrology is similar to witchcraft because that type of knowledge we were never meant to know, because it can be used. Astrology can be used for divination. It can be used. See, when you look up a horoscope, that's nothing but astrology. Now, if you know that the person that you just met, right? The person you just met trying to build some kind of relationship with, you know their weaknesses, their strengths, what fuels them, was, their goods and their bads. Not only do you prejudge that individual, but you will begin to manipulate that individual, because that's what astrology is. That's a form of witchcraft. Manipulation is nothing more than witchcraft. So astrology leads to witchcraft. Now, astronomy is different. Astronomy is not dealing with natural sciences. Astronomy is dealing with how the stars are aligned to tell a story. Because remember, was in the book, was written, our ancestors would use the stars to see how things were traced out. That's astronomy, to study the times and what would happen in certain times within the world, within prophecy. Astronomy shows you what happens within prophecy. Astrology, witchcraft. We don't deal with that. Shalom, family. Zach Burt says not necessarily. So explain what you think of astrology. Most definitely. Anug Ross says people have lost their ability by abusing their powers and gifts from God to harm the planet and other life forms. Absolutely. Exactly. My people perish due to lack of knowledge. See, when we lack in knowledge of what our ancestors followed at one point, what end up happening is we become easily influenced by lies. Slaves did watch the stars as well because they were practicing astronomy. Following the drinking gourd and trying to get to freedom, that was following astronomy. Astrology, on the other hand, is something totally different. That's dealing with the cosmos. That's dealing with how you pay, basically how your a person would be due to what month they're born. You got to understand, you have 12 months in a year, and you had 12. Let me explain this correctly. Get my red wine for a second. So what it is with astrology, you have 12 months in a year. But the sun and the moon also travel through 12 portals yearly. So, and that's also in the book of Enoch. This is a book that you definitely should check out. But what they were doing in astrology is studying people's weaknesses, disadvantages, so on and so forth, through what month they were actually born. Because believe it or not, it does bear a hold to who you are. I mean, as a person, depending on what month you're born. So it's some truth to astrology. There is some truth to astrology, but it's used wickedly. What's good with you, young still? Gang stalkers hack my page. That's what's going on, man. These gang stalkers are relentless. But we got to be more relentless, and we got to keep our minds focused from what they can do and what they can't do. Understand that you got spiritual power around you. We got angelic forces going against their demonic forces, because if they could, young still, brother, they would take you out just like they would take me out. But they not. They can't, because they know it's spiritual laws that they can't cross. They only can do but so much. Anugra, I will not tell where I get this info from, just to keep it on God right now. Hey, keep it pushing, brother. Don't let them stop you from your goals. You know what I'm saying? Keep strong in the truth. The more scriptures you read, the more you discipline your vessel, the more you cleanse your mind, the more you stay towards positive vibrations. Gang stalkers can't do nothing. They can't. Only thing they can do is watch you from a distance, and inside they bursting. Artwork says, I don't know us, my knowledge of astrology for bad. I use it to bring people together. Well, how do you use astrology to bring people together? Zach asks, how do you feel about extraterrestrials? Extraterrestrials are either demons or angels. A lot of times when you're dealing with extraterrestrial life, a lot of times you're dealing with something demonic. But that's my thoughts on that. Off the Radar says, good work. Your channel provides spiritual and practical edification. Thank you, family. I appreciate that. Y'all keep me motivated. That's why I love live streaming with y'all, because I'm dealing with the most intelligent people. Newbury, Ochu says, Newbury, what about working on a Saturday? Is it mandatory to work when the Sabbath is on Saturday? If it's mandatory for you to work, if you have a family to provide for, I'm going to use a parable that Christ said. Christ said, if your sheep falls into a ditch, will you not get it out? So I say that to say this. If you have to provide for your family, and that requires you to work on a Saturday, there's some people who work in retail who taking care of a family. And Saturdays, they get paid commission. And those are the days that's most important for them to work. They have to do what they got to do to provide for their family. Now, if you're in a position where you cannot work on a Sabbath, then definitely take that time but I would say this too. If you work on a Sabbath and you have to, absolutely have to, make sure that your consciousness and your mind is clear that day. Make sure you take a break mentally and spiritually, even if you working physically. Don't let nothing stress you out on a Sabbath. That is your day for rest and reckoning. Get the Vision says the Sabbath was made to bless man. Absolutely. Peep Mysteries of the Kingdom and any GMS YouTube channels for additional edification. I'll check that out. And if this video is bringing y'all this live stream is bringing y'all some edification, make sure if you in this stream and you've been in this stream, and we building, we connecting, hit that thumbs up because that helps the video to go further. We need these type of videos to go viral. I'll tell you that time from time because I want these videos to spread around, man. Cody Robinson, where you been, man? You late. Cody be coming through dropping them gems, man. Cody says, maintain a high frequency. I see the angelic forces around me when it's low and I don't see anything. Maintain a high frequency. Now, Cody, how do we keep a high frequency? I tell you what, I'll give you an answer to that. You keep a high frequency, understanding that everything you put in your system is what you get out. Whatever kind of music you listening to, that's what come out. What kind of food you eating, that's what come out. You know what I'm saying? That's how you maintain a high frequency, high alkaline, lots of water, great music. That's how you stay motivated. That's how you keep your frequencies high on a physical level. Young Steel VA says IUIC are devils. Hey, Young Steel VA. Absolutely. I won't say this. I won't say that every brother who decided to join IUIC are devils, because some of these brothers are just, they love the brother. They love the brotherhood. They love the fellowship. They want to get in where they fit in, and they feel in their hearts they're doing the right thing. But I will say this, the elders of IUIC, the brothers who are the HNICs, I should say, they are devils. Absolutely. Thank you, family. Mala Soul, thank you, family. It's good to have you here, man. Thank you. Feed your spirit, absolutely. Young Still says he doesn't eat meat anymore. That's another thing that can help you. I don't believe that a person should eat anything dead every day. That's for sure. You don't eat anything dead every day. Justin, what's up, family? Young Still VA. Hey, you make some fire. Hey, that's my brother right there. He puts on. He makes that heat. And we're gonna collab together. Artwork says, is it wrong if you astrology in a positive form? How do you use astrology in a positive form? Spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. What's your thoughts on organite? I'm not sure what that is. Zach Burr says, why are they devils? IUIC are devils because they teach false doctrine purposely. That's what makes them devils. Eat clean. Off the radar says, eat clean and work and stay in your Bible. Absolutely. S. Dot says, I stopped watching their videos. And you know that this is what it is. I want to explain something to y'all about IUIC, right? Now, in the scriptures, right, the Most High have used a donkey to wake people up. He used a false prophet to wake people up into the truth. That doesn't mean that you continue to follow the donkey and you follow the false prophet. What it means is you thank the Most High for waking you up and you keep it moving. There are people that I've learned truth from who've strayed away from the truth. There are brothers who, when I came into the truth almost 8 years ago, that I've learned from are not even repping no more. But I still understand that was the spirit of the Most High guiding me to certain videos and certain information. Everything that I say as a person, you're not going to agree with. So it's all about taking the meat, spitting out the bones, and getting what you get from it. But understand that my opinion of IUIC comes from personal interactions with them. Personal interactions. There are a lot of camps who are under 501c3 that I don't even speak on, because I understand that they're going to reach certain people so those people can get that light bulb go off in their head so they'll know the truth. But when I deal with somebody personally and I have a problem with that person, I'm going to call that person out on it. Carol says, think Elder Nathaniel from IUIC is Boule. He is Boule. He's a Freemason. He's 33rd degree, and he's a secret agent. And that's the truth. I'm not lying to you when I tell you this. He's an agent. I know this. Some of these Israelite camps are agents. But only thing we can do is get the meat, spit out the bones. Hell, I'm gonna be honest with you. I might go to an IUIC video if I'm looking for a certain precept, if they have that precept. But what I'm trying to tell you is, personally, I ran into them. And I had run-ins with these dudes. I had run-ins and problems with them personally. So when I on it, it's personal. It's not something. It's just personal, man. Indeed. So if you just joining in, we're talking about staying motivated in trying times. We're talking about staying motivated in trying times. And one way that we stay motivated in trying times is realizing what our ending is, how this is going to end. That's how we stay motivated. So let's talk about how this is going to end and ways to stay motivated. Sylvia says, love your channel and this live chat. This is helping each other out in spirit. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming to the live. This will be every Saturday, but it'll be different times on Saturday. Sometimes it'll be in the evening with a glass of red wine. And some days it'll be in the morning or the afternoon. Young Still says, how do you feel about Dr. Umar Johnson? Dr. Umar Johnson, he's a scam artist, just like Brother Polite and the rest of the conscious community. The Gray Man says, I got banned off an IUIC channel for speaking the truth. I took that as an omen. Absolutely. They're known for actually banning people from, like, they'll have all this. I've actually seen they have their camp members actually ban me from Facebook, like delete. If you know this, they put an ABB out on your boy. If you know this dude right here, you erase him. That's cult-like to me, because a Facebook page is your own personal page. That's your own thing. Who are they to tell you, if you know this person, make sure you ain't friends with him? Cody Robinson. Every time you come through, you dropping jewels. He says, I seen the Most High on his throne, 1,000 angels strong flying around. He manifested it within 5 minutes. For some reason, he had a crown of horns. Well, I don't know about the crown of horns, but if he had a crown of horns, best believe they're gonna be rammed. They're gonna be rammed into the enemies. But trust and believe that. But Cody, this is a good thing, right? You thinking spiritually right now. And that goes right along with the topic, because we talking about how do we maintain and how do we stay motivated in trying times, right? So if you thinking spiritually, you know what's to come. I'm talking about, we think about angelic forces coming down here, smiting our enemies. We're thinking about the Messiah coming back, destroying our enemies. We're thinking about having new bodies transformed, not having to deal with worry, stress. We don't have to deal with the flesh. We're talking about becoming new people, new vessels, beings of light. That's a lot to look forward to. Carol asks, do you believe the 400-year prophecy ends next year? It's hard to tell. When you read the scriptures, it tell you that the Gentiles will attempt to change dates and times. So when it comes down to it, the calendar years that we're going off of, you cannot put 100% into that. And then you got to understand, when it comes to leap years, when it comes to all of this spring equinox, everything that these fools come up with, you don't know absolutely what time you're living in, but we are close to that 400-year mark for sure. Just know that you close, brother. Thanks, still. I'm gonna go refill my glass, and I'll be back in a second, family. 1 second. What y'all know about that? Listen, I'm not advertising being a drunkard. Never be a drunkard, man. But having you a couple glasses of wine on a Sabbath, it's a great thing, man. Absolutely. Moderation. And you got to know what your limit is. Now, my limit, honestly, my limit, I probably can drink this whole bottle and I would just get hungry. Seriously, but I'm not going to do that. Just have me a couple glasses. Y'all probably don't hear my wife. She in the room going off because she in there playing Crash Bandicoot. How do you feel about the Hidden Color series? I've never seen that. Sophia says Moscato Rose is nice. Yeah, I like drinking that Moscato. That sweet? Because I don't really like sweet wine. I like it to taste ancient, like it's been in whiskey barrels for 2 centuries. That's how I like my wine. You know what I mean? Most definitely, Holy Communion. Thank you, family. Thank you. Yeah, man. My wife, she be going off on that game. She. I don't think she worse than me though, man. I was playing 2K yesterday. I was going off, man. Doing remembrance of Christ. Absolutely. AJ says I use marijuana instead of drink. Alcohol gives me headaches. Hey, marijuana can do worse than that, brother. And that's why we talking about moderation. Alcohol, if it's giving you headaches, you drunk too much and you didn't stay hydrated. When you drink anything, you're supposed to have this on standby. Have you some water. Got to keep yourself hydrated. Virgo D says, I thought you said to leave alcohol alone. No, I've never said that. Getting drunk is one thing. Having a glass of wine is cool in moderation. Absolutely. But look, we want to talk about staying motivated in trying times. BT Music says wine was juice in biblical days. You ain't lying, fam. I can go into the Apocrypha right now and show you several scriptures on wine, bro. Get the Vision says we are close to the 400 year. That is why more and more the chosen are coming into the knowledge of self. Ladies, are you covering your hair yet? Absolutely. Noah drank wine. Christ drank wine. Man, I ain't gonna lie. Only thing wine does for me is make me want to hear some good music, man. That's all. Make me want to hear some good music and eat some good food, man. But see, these are the times we living in. We living in times where they're trying everything to frustrate us, man. Everything is designed and set up to just frustrate people in general. And so we got to have conversations like that because, like, sometimes it's like, how do we stay motivated through this? How do we stay motivated through all the frustrations? We got to know what the end game is. It's simple as that. You got to know what the end game is. You got to know that everything you're going through is temporary. You got to know that it's temporary. You got to know that the Most High has a plan for you. You got to know that you're not just a bag of flesh. You're not just flesh, bones, eyeballs. No, you have a spirit. You have a soul. And the Most High made you for a reason. And you got to know that the end game of all this is a great reward if you stay long suffering and doing what's right. That's what you got to know to stay on that right track. That knowing the end game of what's going to happen with us, that's a reward in itself. That should keep you motivated in these times. That should keep you motivated because if you're not going through anything, right? Let's say that we walk out our doors, everything goes perfectly fine every day. You go to work, you work a job that you absolutely love. You make buku cash. You drive a Ferrari. You living good. Everything for you goes perfect. There's no frustration. Nothing goes wrong in your life. That's when you should be worried because that means the enemy got something going. That's when you should be worried. Count it all joy when you're being persecuted in this world because there's another world after this. That's a whole 20 times better than what we going through now. For real. That game was busting your ass, wasn't it? Oh man, I'm cussing over here. And I can YouTube, they don't play that. They cheating. They ain't cheating. You gonna keep trying? Yeah, I'm gonna get in there on that 2K in a minute. Ochu said the wine got to talking. No, I'm talking to my wife. She in there playing. Oh, because I was cut. Oh, yeah. Her wine got to talk. Oh, Mortal Kombat, man. Hey, who got Xbox Live, man? You got Xbox Live? I got Mortal Kombat. Justin says it's weird. We actually causing me to go into a depression type feel. When I was younger, like in my teens, it didn't do that. I think for me, allow spirits to sneak in you. Hey, man, I feel the same way, bro. Like I got a video on my channel that talks about like why I stopped smoking weed. Man, I believe that I was demonically possessed off the weed and it would have me do things that's not me. Like, like make me feel violent. Like when I would smoke weed back in the day, I would get violent, man. I would become real mean and evil, bro. Real talk. And then I would get paranoid too on top of that. Now people judge you. Weed ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for me. That's for damn sure. See, I ain't got no PlayStation. I play Xbox. I play the one. I be on the one. Y'all hear that? My wife talking about that's the problem. She talking about the game cheating because she like PlayStation. I like Xbox. PlayStation controllers are too small for me, man. I like to have that big controller. And I used to play Dreamcast before that. Because when 2K came out on Dreamcast, I was playing that. And then that just automatically brought me to Xbox after that. Justice says, I literally looked in the mirror and seen something that wasn't me. It was creepy, bro. Hey, the same thing happened to me. Like I seen like a ugly ass version, apparition or whatever they call it. Like it was something demonic in the mirror. off of smoking some weed. Yeah. I know. Listen, I relate to you exactly because I've been there and done that. That's why I don't touch that stuff, man. I don't touch that stuff. I don't deal with that stuff, man. That stuff demonic, bro. And at one point, I would smoke. I'm telling you, I would smoke all day, every day when I was out here just living crazy, man. I would do that all the time. And then I think when I started to be enlightened and wake up, the Most High revealed to me what I was doing, what I was entertaining in my spirit when I would smoke. So I stopped all that. Self-centered says, it sounds like I arrived at the right time to hear this. My work is non-existent, no money. What happened, brother? Anu Ross says cannabis, they have uppers and downers. My truth, thank you. Ochu says, I don't watch any TV or play any video games. I lived out my vehicle because of the persecution. All praises and glory be unto the Most High. Absolutely. But you know, it's strange that we're talking about doing different things and having outlets, because that also can keep you motivated in trying times. You know, not always being stressed out with what the world can bring you. Like video games, that's just an outlet. You know what I'm saying? Watching movies, because I'm a movie buff. Y'all already know. I watch movies. A lot of my content is based around, you know, movies that I would do overviews on. So, like having outlets, music, listening to good music and spiritual content, reading the Bible, you know, things like that, man. Things that keep you content and at peace. Most definitely. Self-centered says, I'm grateful to have a roof over my head, even though I have nothing else. That's all you need. You got to realize, family, we only here to be servants. You only here to be a servant and carry the burdens of the righteous. If you do that, your reward is great. So now we at the hour mark. We're a little bit over the hour mark. If y'all want this live chat to go another half an hour, hit that thumbs up, and we're going to build, and we're just going to open up into Q&A. Anything that you want to ask me that we can build on, then we're going to do that. Sophia says it's the small things that matter. Absolutely. It's the small things that matter that we got to be grateful for. You know, at times, man, when I just walk out my door and I just see the sun coming down and it's a beautiful day, I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful being one with nature, being outdoors. Man, this is a blessing. Looking at what the Most High created. The fact that the Most High blessed me with 3 beautiful children, it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like, thinking about that. Most definitely. Just thinking about everything thinking about where I came from and what could have been my fate. That's a blessing. Justin says hip hop will always be run by the higher ups. Anything on the black radio station is poison. Absolutely. And that's why we got to refrain from the garbage music. Embrace your brothers who rapping that truth, man. Embrace your brothers who are actually trying to put truth music out there. Because that's the only way to get rid of the garbage music. Listen, if y'all know brothers are spitting that truth and spitting that raw, put them brothers on. Put them on to everybody. That's what's dope. You brothers who are of age and of stature in your 30s and so on, listen, these youngins are going to listen to you. What you think is hot, they will listen to you, man. I'm telling you that right now. If you got nephews, little cousins, the music that you bump, they gonna ride with you. Now, when you got a bunch of older dudes listening to the garbage, trying to be young, you got a lot of brothers who trying to be young, man. They still want to listen to the young people music and all that. That's cool. I'm an older brother who grows with the times myself. But, hey, man, they're going to vibe with the real music. That's going to open their minds because they so influenced by music these days. That's going to open their minds to a whole nother realm, man, if you put these youngers on. Chauncey says, I've been subbed to you for a couple years now. It's great to see your channel grow. Absolutely. All praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God. That's the only reason this channel is going to grow, and it's going to continue to grow. One day y'all going to look up, it's going to be 1 million subscribers. But y'all the ones who are the original people here, and I want y'all to stay here because I'm learning from y'all, and we learning from each other. Anthony Wisdom said, yeah, we are relating, brother. And we're going to start this drop squad thing. That drop squad is a movement. The drop squad is coming. Carol says this music industry got toddlers twerking. It's sickening. You absolutely right, man. It's disturbing, man. When this music should be just elevating our people. Drop squad. Most definitely. Every time somebody posts that, man, I might have to yell that, man. Because that's what it's about, man. We're gonna make our youngins aware of the garbage, man. We're gonna make our youngins aware of this garbage music. We're gonna make them aware that, listen, the Most High is putting some music in this earth right now that's gonna change everything. Hey, Justin, I'm looking forward to that. You loading them up right now? Right now? When I get off this live, I'm gonna go check your music out because I'm a fan of your music as well, family. Manny G says, I stopped listening to a lot of music once I found out most of these artists are playing with demonic forces. And you should. If you haven't heard my music, check it out. I got a song called Drop Squad is coming. NURB REED. Drop Squad is coming. And the Drop Squad is coming. And Young Steel, man, you need to have a conversation offline. Because family, I know you your own man. I know you got your movement going. But I want this Drop Squad thing to be a collabo, man. I want to do this together. I want to do this together, brother. Drop Squad. Let's make this a collabo. And we're gonna do what we do. We're gonna do the real casting call. Get the Vision says music was meant to make demonic forces flee. The minstrels were sent ahead of the warriors. Amen. Hey, that's you absolutely emphatically correct. The music was meant to make the demons flee. Okay, Justin. When you drop that project, and we're gonna do a collabo too. I got a email address that we can, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna post that. I posted in my last live feed. If you want to go there, and that's where I'm listening. Hey, if you got a track that you want me to hop on, I'm with it. And also, I got some announcements I want to make. So as you know, I have a program on my channel where I do like interviews and I do like, different guests, right? So anybody who views this video, only thing that you have to do is have an active account. You have to have videos on your account and be bringing some truth. That's all it is to be on the channel, to be posted. We can have an interview and we'll do it by telephone All you got to do is have active uploads and be bringing some truth. I don't care about how many subscribers you got. It does not matter. We'll come up with a topic. We'll exchange numbers. We'll build and we'll make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking for a new guest. As you can see, Young Still, he's in a live chat. He's been a guest on my show. You got brothers like MJ Energy who's been on there. You got brothers like Joshua Ben Israel that's been on there. I'm looking for more guests who can bring something to the table about what's going on in these last days, specifically what's going on in Bible prophecy, or it can be something personal that we can all learn from. I'm definitely with that. So if you are at this point where you watch this whole live feed and you got this message, post your email address and I will definitely get up with you. I'll check your channel out, post your email address, and then I'll hit you up. If we can build, I'll hit you up with a phone number. The great man says electric. Exactly, electric. The soul is electric. The spirits are electric. I'm glad you rocking with the track, man. Yeah, no trolls. Won't be no trolls, man. You got to have active uploads on your channel. Thanks, Young Still. Thank you. Anug says, resist the enemy and keep using your gift for truth and not falsehood. Absolutely. I would love to watch I'm following the truth myself. Hey, anybody who has an active channel, active uploads, I can verify who you are. We can absolutely do a radio show. And if we build, we can come up with whatever topic. I'm definitely with that. So this is what it's all about. We coming together, building forums, and y'all can expect more music coming soon too. Y'all can definitely expect more music coming. I have no music, but I'm ready. Get the vision. I have no uploads. Well, I need you to have an upload just for confirmation, because it could be something creative. Whatever you upload, it has to be an active upload, but definitely we can build. Yeah, most definitely. Because, man, we've had some great guests, man. If y'all haven't seen the interview with MJ Energy, check that joint out. It was a day before the solar eclipse, and he brought a lot of knowledge about what the solar eclipse was about. It's a good brother. Check that interview out. You got the gang stalking interviews with brother Young Still, who's in the live chat. Those were great, excellent interviews. And I will act as a moderator, simply an interviewer. So don't think that I'm not going to be bringing a lot to the conversation. I want to know from your perspective what you can show to people, because the Most High blessed me to have a platform for us to be able to do that. How do we get our email to you privately? I'm going to post my email address in the comment board, and I'll get the email. Yeah, I'll post my email address into the comment board, and we'll do it like that. It says I'm active. Yeah, I do wave videos. Is that all right? What do you mean by wave videos? Can you send a beat to my email? Yeah, you can send a beat to my email. I might send it back with some bars on it. For sure. I'm thinking about actually starting another YouTube channel too. That's something I'm working on. But see, man, I like to get a lot of content ahead of time. So look, family, it's been excellent building with y'all. So we're gonna spend this last 10 minutes. Vite Music. I'm waiting to see your Drop Squad channel drop. Absolutely. That's what hey man. Great minds think alike, brother, because that's the consensus of the channel. It's gonna be a Drop Squad channel dropping. Most definitely. And that channel is going to be dedicated to music and the music industry. Cause hey, listen, what the Drop Squad does is get rid of the weak. Yeah, that Drop Squad channel coming. Yeah, for sure. All right, so family, we got a few more minutes. We're gonna go to the hour 30 mark. I want more suggestions on how do we stay motivated in these trying times. And what's the end game for the children of Israel or the disenfranchised? Will do, family. I'm gonna hit you up ASAP. Self-encouragement. Now, how do we keep that self-encouragement? I've seen a lot of good things. Set boundaries. Absolutely. You set boundaries, you set goals for yourself, you discipline your vessel. You put great things in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. Find a regimen for anybody dealing with the no-fap lifestyle change. Get yourself a regimen. Absolutely, Carol. Positive people are my motivation as well. That's why on a Saturday is nothing I'd rather be doing than building with y'all. Of course, I got family also that I attend Sabbath class with. I love building with them as well. But to talk to you all, man, nothing I'd rather be doing, man. Watts Baby said, fasting is what a power is. Hey, Watts, you ain't lying, bruh. Hey, fasting is definitely an element that a lot of people leaving out. Hey, you gotta stay fasted, man, in these days. You got all this Monsanto seeds, all of this food, man, that ain't no good for you. Garbage. Fasting. Cleanse your body, detox. Stay strong in this battle, man. Anthony Williams says we need more positive, divine, uplifting fellowship, and that's what we gonna do. Yeah. It's Sunday, 1:22 a.m. in the UK. Hey, fam, you up, though? Shalom. Hey, Carol, you want to fast every Sabbath? Nothing wrong with that. Not wrong with that at all, brother. Yes, edify one another, not debate over doctrine. Get the Vision says intermittent fasting has become regular for me lately. Absolutely. I intermittent fast myself. At one point, man, I weighed 240 something pounds, 240 something odd pounds. I'm like right around like 170, 175 now, 180, maybe 180 on a bad day when I'm just getting it in. But I'm telling you, man, that intermittent fasting will have you drop some pounds, man. Intermittent fasting compared with no fat, you can't beat that, man. I don't think fasting on Sabbath is good. I think that should be a celebration. It depends, you know. Anthony Williams, it depends. Sometimes fasting makes certain people feel good. Me personally, like today, I have not eaten anything yet. I'm gonna eat soon, and I've at least fasted 20 hours so far. But fasting on a Sabbath is it, you know, it can make you feel good, you know, fasting. Some people actually feel better fasting. If it makes them feel more clean and light and lighthearted. Some days I just eat fruit. That helps a lot. Yeah, absolutely. Some days just fruit. Some days just vegetables. Like I'm a sole believer that a person shouldn't be eating something dead every single day. There's no way you should be eating a dead animal every day. It's just not ideal for me. Me personally, if I eat something dead every single day, I feel tired and sluggish, lethargic. I might eat meat twice a week, maybe once a week. Remy says, especially pork. We don't eat pork at all. I haven't eaten pork. I haven't eaten pork in eight to 10 years, man. Because we follow the dietary laws in the Bible. So we don't deal with pork. No swine. No swine. We don't deal with swine at all. Wow, Remy never ate it at all. That's good. Vite says, I think pork got snuck in this week. I need to fast. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hey, Vite, you might want to detox too, fam. You might want to detox, man. Get you some prune juice and get all that swine up out of you, bro. And then fast. Yeah, get the vision. That is a good point. Though, eat and drink and be merry. Yep, I agree with you. I mean, it depends what makes you feel better. You know? It depends with me. Like me personally, when I eat and drink a lot, I'm one of those people. I just get sluggish and my mood is not where it need to be. But when I'm fasted, I feel better. It's just me though. Shea butter, thank you. Swine equals parasites, absolutely. Get the Vision says pigs were created to eat up the foulness of the land. Absolutely. That's exactly why they was created. Man, it's 2018, man. Who the hell is still eating pigs, man? Seriously. It's a serious question. Or shrimp. Shrimp are bottom feeders, man. Anything that eats the fowl of the earth. Why? You being the kings and queens of this earth. Why would you want to put that? And Vite, I ain't mean no harm. I know you had some pork creeped in there, but man, it's 2018. You got to stop that, man. But somebody says the parasite egg stays in the meat. Back in the day, people cured the pork and cooked it with greens and loved it. Listen, slaves were force-fed pork. When they first got into this land, they knew it was an abominable creature. But once you force-fed with something, because listen, the enemy knew that would degrade the slaves because eating something that they know would bring their frequency down spiritually. So what you eat does affect you spiritually. No doubt about that. Who is it? Oh. Cooked on high enough temperature, it kills worms. No, it doesn't. There's a lady on there with worms in her brain from eating pork. Oh, my bad. I thought it was one of my damn neighbors. I don't like them knocking on my door. I thought it was one of my neighbors. I don't like them knocking on my door. Yeah. I prefer salmon. Hell yeah. That's what I'm about to eat tonight. Some lots and bagels. Give me some smoked salmon. That's what it is. But family, it's been absolutely great building with y'all, man. It's been a great, powerful talk, man. Man, every Saturday, we're gonna do this at the same, not the same time. We'll do it every Saturday though. It'll be different times. But man, it's been great building with y'all. We would definitely talk later on at a later date. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all have a blessed Sabbath. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Shalom and peace.